Balarama. Balarama is the older brother of Krishna. He is also known as Baladeva, Balabhadra, and Alayudha. He is the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, even though he is not born of Devaki. While he was in Devaki's womb, he was transferred to the womb of Rohini by Yogamaya, so that he would not meet death at the hands of Kamsa, Devaki's brother. Maternal uncle to Devaki's children, Kamsa wanted to kill them at birth ever since he heard a prophecy that he would be killed by his sister's child. Balarama was well known for his strength, and he taught the art of fighting with a gada, mace, to Bhima and Duryodhana. Balarama was fair-skinned as opposed to Krishna, who was dark. His weapons are the plough and gada, mace. He is always depicted in blue garments, wearing a garland of forest flowers. In the word Bala plus Rama, Bala means strength and means child. Balarama seems to be very closely associated with the procreative organs since he has child in his name. We have seen that the statue of Balarama was installed at Purusha Uttruma Kshetra, which is nothing but the clitoris and its hood. Some of the terms relating to him, such as Bala, child, Deva, chromosomes or nucleus, Bhadra, vaginal or inguinal canal, Rohini, star married to Chandra, and Yogamaya, union or fertilization, are all associated with procreative organs. Thus, Balarama refers here to sexual stimulation, which is the main function of the clitoris. The function of clitoris is solely to induce sexual pleasure. It is highly sensitive, containing about 8,000 nerve endings. Garland of forest flowers. The clitoris and the genitals engorge during sexual arousal and orgasm. Since the erectile tissues fill with blood, the color of the clitoris changes. Puranic stories indicate this color as blue, color of the blood starved of oxygen, same as that of Shiva's, Neelakandan, during blue ball situation. Perhaps this is why blue garments are associated with Balarama. Let us examine the word Rama in Balarama. What does Rama mean? Rama reads backwards as Mara, which means unchanged. This word is found in Jatismara, where the person remembers his or her previous life, which refers to the transformation of cells into different status, but the originality of the cell remains the same. Rama is also found in ramus, from Latin, which means branch, a projecting part of portion of a bone, elongated process, and the branch of a nerve, dorsal ramus. Rama was mentioned as a seed from which many trees grow. Chapter Ganesha. Rama was the descendant of Raghuvamsa or Suryavamsa, which refers to the sperm, male. Thus, Rama is also closely associated with procreative functions or chromosomes and DNA. Balarama's weapon are the plough and gada. A plough is an agricultural tool used to prepare the soil for sowing seeds useful for human consumption. Ploughing facilitates the soil moving from inside up, bringing nutrients to the surface, unearthing weeds, etc. Aerating the soil and allowing it to hold water for seeds or plants. These are also part of procreative functions but relate to nourishment. How does the human body and its organs get nourishment? From the nourishment angle, Balarama seems to represent the pancreas and its related function. Why do I say so? The picture of pancreas as a standalone organ resembles a gada, head wide and bottom thin, and along with the stomach and gallbladder resembles a plough. The secretions of the pancreas nourish the human body as a plough does to soil. Rama may also refer to blood vessels, branches of vessels, attached to muscles, which provide for its nourishment. Thus, Balarama is closely associated with blood vessels and with providing strength to muscles. Muscles and movements are an inseparable part of procreative activities, food digestion, absorption of nutrients into the blood, conversion of fat and sugar from blood, etc. Gada consists of ga and da, which are used extensively in all names of Vedic scriptures. For example, ga is used in Ganga, Durga, Magadha, Yaga, Yoga, Gana, Naga, etc. Thus, ga invariably means go. and it has been explained in chapters Ganga and Durga. Likewise, Da is used in Narada, Radha, and Garuda, etc. Thus, Da is something to do with hormone stimuli because Narada is considered as nervous stimuli and Garuda, being the vehicle of Vishnu, is considered liver hormone stimuli. The pancreas is part of the human endocrine system, which is represented by Vishnu. Krishna is an avatar of Vishnu, representing human kidneys along with Radha. The relationship of Balarama and Krishna is established due to the existing relationship among the organs of the endocrine system. The statues of Subhadra, Balarama, and Krishna at the Purusha Uttramai Kshetra, female genitals, establish their close relationship to procreative organs. Pancreas belong to both exocrine and endocrine systems and secrete hormones as well as enzymes. As an exocrine gland, it secretes pancreatic juices and digestive enzymes. As an endocrine gland, it secretes hormones such as insulin, glucagon, and somatostatin. Hormones from endocrine glands are directly secreted into the bloodstream. Hormones from exocrine glands are secreted into ducts. Pancreatic juices and digestive enzymes are mainly needed for food digestion. Pancreatic juices neutralize gastric acids during digestion. Digestive enzymes facilitate breaking down of food into small particles for easy absorption. Glucagon is a hormone produced and released by the pancreas when the glucose level in the blood is low. It triggers the liver to converting stored glycogen into glucose and releasing it into the blood. The action of glucagon is directly opposite that of insulin. Insulin causes liver and muscle cells to take glucose from the blood and convert and store it as glycogen. It causes a reduction of glucose levels in the blood when the body is well fed. Normally digested food is converted and absorbed as glucose by the blood. Through these repeated functions, a human body gets its nutrients and strength, Bala. Thus, Balarama is connected to the functions of the pancreas. Balarama and Krishna belong to the Yadu dynasty. Subhadra is the sister of both Balarama and Krishna and is, in turn, married to Arjuna, the great archer warrior. Elsewhere, I have mentioned that Bhadra, Subhadra, means duct or vessel, considering the storylines. Patra or Bhadra in Tamil means a legal document that is used to conveyance the title of a property from one person to another. A duct or vessel in the human body is used to convey or transport something from one place to another. Su means good and refers to the urinary system since it ejects body waste products and brings relief to the body. Sudarshana Chakra, Su plus Darshana plus Chakra, refers specifically to the kidneys in the human body and their functions. Vishnu uses the Sudarshana Chakra to kill those who oppose him. The liver and kidneys are two very important organs of the body, and they cannot be neglected by any person. Neglect of these organs is considered as opposing Krishna. If anyone does so, Krishna, will kill them for sure, and that is the Sudarshana Chakra. The chakra can also refer to the cyclical process of removing toxins from the blood by the kidneys. Balarama is known as Balabhadra, in which the word Bhadra also relates to ducts, since pancreatic enzymes are first released into ducts. It may also refer to blood vessels that are attached to skin, muscles, and clitoris. The word Hala is used in Hala poison in the story Churning of Milky Ocean, where Shiva drank it to save the universe. It is related medically to the blue ball. Refer to chapter Churning of Milky Ocean situation. Hala and Kala sound the same. Hala and Kala, Shiva's names, relate to Shiva, who is in turn linked to human blood. Refer to chapter Shiva. Thus, Hala is related to human blood. Ayuda means weapon and is always used for fighting for a good cause. Thus, Halayuda may refer to the fighting taking place in human blood. Balarama is married to Revati, daughter of Kakudmi. Kakudmi, also known as Raivada, is the son of Revada. Kakudmi is a descendant of Surya who created the Sun dynasty. Surya's son is Vaivastamanu. Ikshvaku is a powerful son of Vaivastamanu. Vikuski is the eldest son of Ikshvaku. Saryati is one of the sons of Vikuski. Anartha is one of the three sons of Saryati. Revata is the eldest son of Anartha and becomes father of Kakudmi. Why should this long lineage be recounted here? In the chapter Surya, Sun God, Vaivastha Manu was understood as relating to the reflex action of eyelids. Reflex action is an involuntary movement in response to a stimulus which is also involuntary. This movement is associated with the central and peripheral nervous systems. This is what exactly happens at the pancreas. The secretory activity at pancreas is regulated by two interventions, one through hormones in the blood and another through the autonomic nervous system. Alpha and beta cells are stimulated through the nervous system to increase or reduce the secretion at the pancreas, depending upon the blood situation and requirement. Vata is one among three medical conditions. Others are Pitta and Kapha, identified by Ayurveda for treatment. Whenever there is reflex problem in the human body, it is considered as Vata, rheumatic, and necessary treatment is given. Since Vata refers to movement, Vaivastha Manu may relate to muscle cells that facilitate bodily movement. What do Raivata and Revata refer to? The Bhagavata Purana contains a story about King Parikshit, the successor of Yudhishthir, who ruled in Hastinapur. King Parikshit married Iravadi, who is the daughter of Uttara. Iravadam and Iravadi are related words and united to Indra. Uttara is blood. Yudhishthir, known as Yama, is related to human blood. Thus, King Parikshit also relates to human blood. He assumed his duties as king soon after the commencement of Kali Yuga, certain type of blood condition, and started ruling the country. This story is all about diabetes mellitus and insulin secretion. Parikshit is the son of Abhimanyu, grandson of Arjuna, relates to sperm or male genes since he is the son of Indra, and Princess Uttara relates to blood. Subhadra is the mother of Abhimanyu. Subhadra is known to be the ureter. Parikshit was saved by Krishna during the Kurukshetra war from the hands of Ashwatthama. Parikshit is related to blood condition. Krishna is related to kidneys, and Ashwath plus Ama is a plant. The botanical name of Aswathamaram is Ficus religiosa. It is also called as Arasu or Arasamaram in Tamil. The medicinal properties of this tree must have some relevance to the kidneys and blood. Parikshit was crowned king after the death of Krishna. Yudhishthir relinquished the kingdom in favor of his brother's grandson, upon which the Pandavas, 5 brothers, retired to the forest for meditation. The Mahabharata came to an end, and so has the marital relationship between couples. At this stage, marital relationships may not be possible because of diabetes mellitus and the related erectile dysfunction. Arjuna, being the son of Indra, stands for procreative relationships. Arasamaram or Arasu is known for its antibacterial qualities, which are needed for the urinary bladder since it stores the body's waste as urine. Urine is periodically excreted from the body, a cleansing action. There exists a Tamil adage which says, Arasanai nambi, Purushanai kaivitta kadai. This is used to remind married women that they should respect their husband, Purushan, than respect the Arasamaram because the tree is considered a religious symbol and worshipped. But according to Vedic and Puranic texts, Purusha refers to the human sexual genitals, both sexes, especially the genital portion which discharges the urine. Thus, the adage reminds people to discharge urine periodically and conscientiously, without just believing in the medical qualities of the Arasamaram or Arasu, Ficus religiosa. The famous epic Mahabharata is also a different version of the Vedic medical science text. The Kurukshetra war is the fight between the organs in the human body. Till today, even the greatest mathematicians, astronomers, and others are not able to arrive at the nearest period of the great eclipse mentioned in the Mahabharata. Of course, they cannot pinpoint the date since it is not an actual event, but an allegory for the medicinal situation. The great eclipse resulted in a darkened sky with little light. Sun was shadowed, or dusk. This refers to possible blindness resulting from diabetes mellitus. Eclipse could also refer to the merger of chromosomes, which takes place during fertilization. Parikshit's story is brought in the following: the death of Krishna, who is the personification of the human liver and kidney. This refers not to human death, but the malfunction of the liver and kidney from diabetes mellitus. The word Uttara, as in Princess Uttara, must derive from Uttiram, which means blood in Tamil. The term diabetes mellitus is related to blood, and it cannot be cured by Krishna, liver, but curing must take place in the blood itself, or through the pancreas, which releases insulin. Since Krishna's presence is not needed, he has been wiped out of the scenario, and thus his death. Kripacharya was appointed as teacher and guru to King Parikshit, descendant of Pandavas. Even though Kripacharya fought for the Kauravas during the Kurukshetra war against the Pandavas, it is pertinent to know about him first. Kripacharya was the son of Saradvan and Janapadi. Kripi was the sister of Kripacharya and was married to Dronacharya, who fought for Kauravas. Saradvan, the son of Rishi Gautam, was a born archer. He meditated continuously and attained greatness. No one could defeat him. The gods felt threatened and sent a beautiful girl to disturb his meditation. She sang like a bird, which caused him to open his eyes and see the beautiful girl, Janapadi. Janapadi is also the name of a bird which sings very melodiously. Saradvan lost his concentration, and due to his disturbance, his seminal fluid fell on a weed on the ground. The weed was divided into two, from which a boy and a girl were born, Kripa and Kripi. How are they related to the human body? They are the two parts or structures of the pancreas. The word padi means daily allowance or daily ration of food. There is a word tinapadi in Tamil which means daily allowance. Invariably, every human being would like to be happy or sing when they receive their daily requirement without any interruption. If they must get their daily requirement through struggle, nobody will be in the mood to sing. The islets of Langerhans are the first part or structure of the pancreas which secrete hormones. This portion is named Kripa. Insulin, glucagon, and somatostatin are some of the hormones secreted by this portion. The second part is called pancreatic acini, which secretes enzymes. This portion is named Kripi. Digestive enzymes are the products of this portion. Lord Agni is known as fire, which consumes svaha, everything in its vicinity. Are Agni and Asini related words? As we know, Kripi is married to Drona, who represents the duodenum, a small portion of the tube connecting the stomach, and jejunum, which is the beginning of the small intestine. Digestive enzymes are directed or released into the duodenum, where the digestion of food takes place. Drona is the son of Bharadwaja and an Apsara, Gridhachi. Bharadwaja, while bathing in the Ganga river, saw the Apsara, Gridhachi. Her beauty made him ejaculate, and he captured the fluid in a vessel called Droon. Drona sprang out of the vessel Droon, and hence was not born out of a womb. Reference to the Ganga river establishes the relationship between the spinal cord and the stomach. Ganga is the personification of the spinal cord and cerebrospinal fluid. Once, Parasurama was giving away all his belongings. Drona, being very poor, came hoping to receive something, but by the time Drona got there, everything was given away. Parasurama took pity on Drona and decided to impart the knowledge of combat and military arts to him. Parasurama, Para plus Sura plus Ma, or Para plus Su plus Rama, is the name for paracrine signaling within the body. The story tells about the happenings at the duodenum. The duodenum is a hollow tube in the abdominal cavity, part of the human digestive system, which has no specific anatomical structures. This is a place where food is further broken down and chemical digestion takes place, which explains Drona's knowledge of combat and military arts. The thin layer of duodenum is called muscularis mucosae and stores the mucus secreted by Brunner's gland. Inside the duodenum, due to acidic and fatty stimuli, secretin and cholecystokinin are released from the cells of the duodenal epithelium. This incident is explained as an ejaculation by Bharadwaja on seeing the Apsara Gritachi. Grita means ghee or fat. The liver and gallbladder release bile into the duodenum. The pancreas also releases digestive enzymes into the duodenum. Thus, the fluid was collected in a vessel as stated above. Now, drona will emerge from the vessel and the various functions of the duodenum take place. Para, Sura, Ma. Para, whole or everything. Sura, Surabhi or secretion. Ma, big, is the general name given for all kinds of secretion. Para, Sura, Ma also appears in the story of Ganesha, who is related to the scrotum and the testis. The word Acharya, as seen in Dronacharya or Kripacharya, is normally considered to mean guru, teacher, or learned person. But it also refers to an interesting incident or astonishment. Acharya means surprise or astonishment in Tamil. Thus, Dronacharya means interesting or surprising happenings at a place called duodenum. Likewise, Kripacharya means interesting or surprising happenings at the pancreas in relation to the endocrine portion which secretes hormones. This analogy is applicable all across the Vedic scriptures and Puranic stories. According to the Mahabharata, Drona is described as undefeatable, but he was killed by deceit when he was made to believe that his son Ashwatthama was killed. One thing is clear from this incident. Dronacharya would not have been defeated if he knew Ashwatthama was alive. Thus, the function of the duodenum, Drona, depends upon Ashwattamaram or Ashwath, a medicinal plant. The botanical name of Aswathamaram is Ficus religiosa. It is also called as Arasu or Arasamaram in Tamil. Ara or Arai also means grind in Tamil. Digestion also refers to the grinding of food in the mouth or stomach. Much is to be learned about its medicinal properties regarding the digestive processes at the duodenum. The story of Parikshit relates to the islets of Langerhans in the pancreas and the hormones it secretes. Let us learn something about Parikshit. King Parikshit ascended to the throne of Hastinapur during a very difficult time. Krishna was dead, his parents and uncles had left for Vanavasa, forest dwelling, as sannyasis, and the Kali Yuga had started. Goddess Kali is depicted as bloodthirsty, and thus the word Kali must be related to blood. Kala is Shiva's name, who is also related to blood. Kali may indicate blood pressure or blood that is not normal and healthy. Kali is the name for grapes. Its botanical name is Vitis vinifera. It is also known as Abhi, which refers to alcohol. Grapes are used to make wine, which is alcohol. This might be the medical condition, sugar and alcoholic fermentation of the blood. When Parikshit took over, Parikshit went out hunting in the forest of his kingdom to look for Kali, the demon of Kali Yuga, who invaded the earth in the form of a human. Parikshit came across Prithvi, earth, who was wandering as a cow. Prithvi, earth, is the personification of a blood cell which has been discussed in the chapter Yamadharma. Prithvi, earth, had promised King Prithu, son of Vina, referring to Vina Kava blood vessels, that his subjects could milk her to sustain themselves. Parikshit also came across Yamadharma, who was disguised as a bull. The human heart is personified as Yama. Parikshit saw a Sudra, fourth class in Varna, who was Kali in disguise, beating both the cow, Prithvi, and the bull, Dharma, which was unheard of in those days and even these days. What does the beating of cow and bull signify? Even though both cow and bull are revered by people, sometimes they may not be productive. The cow may run dry and the bull may not work in the field due to age or sickness. Thus, a blood cell, cow, may not carry and transfer nutrients as well as remove waste from other organs. The human heart, bull or Yamadharma, will work under greater strain in these circumstances. Thus, a Sudra, who is considered as the fourth class in Varna system, actually It refers to cleanliness, inflicts injury upon both the cow, blood cells, and the bull, heart. Parikshit attempted to kill the Sudra, Kali in disguise, who knelt in front of King Parikshit and begged for mercy. Parikshit not only granted him mercy, but allowed the Sudra to stay in a place in his kingdom where gambling, prostitution, and alcohol consumption took place. The Sudra was promised that no harm would befall him as long as Parikshit was in command of the kingdom. The king's action of allowing Kali to stay in his kingdom is not the act of a righteous king. Every king has a duty to safeguard his subjects, not protect an invader. Yet, he was inclined to save the invader Kali because he, pancreatic hormones, was helpless. Parikshit continued his journey and was terribly thirsty. He saw a hut which belonged to sage Shringi, also called Shamika. Parikshit went inside and knelt before the sage to ask for water. But there was no response from the sage. King Parikshit grew annoyed. He took hold of a dead snake lying nearby and coiled it around the neck of the sage. On learning of the insult meted out to his father, the sage's son cursed the king Parikshit would die from snake bite within 7 days. King Parikshit was destined to die from the bite of a snake called Takshaka. The symptoms of diabetes are excessive urine production, excessive thirst, increased intake of fluids, blurred vision, weight loss, and lethargy. Parikshit sought the help of sage Shringi, but in vain. Pancreatic secretions are triggered and regulated by the autonomic nervous system, which is referred to here as the dead snake and the neck of the sage. The nervous system is also divided into sympathetic and non-sympathetic or parasympathetic systems. The pancreas is connected to the medulla autonomic nervous system and connected to the great or small splanchnic, celiac. Celiac is part of the spinal cord, which is referred to as the Ganga river. Refer to chapter Ganga. Cranial nerves of the parasympathetic system increases the secretions of pancreatic juices. Shamika comes from shamike, which means signal, meaning the regulatory signal from the nervous system. Since there was no signal from the nervous system, Shringi was not responding to the call of King Parikshit. Shringi is the name of a plant and refers to fish of some kind. The botanical name of Shringi is Gymnema sylvester, and it is also locally known as Sirukurijan. The medicinal properties of this plant may be useful in reviving the regulatory signals of the nervous system. Sage Shringi, Shamika, was not happy about son cursing Parikshit, but could not do anything about it. The powerful sage was helpless, with no control over his son. When Parikshit learned about the curse, he decided to hand over the throne to his son, Janamejaya. He then proceeded to the banks of the Ganga river to wait for death by the bite of Takshaka. Saint Sukadeva came to the banks of the Ganga river to visit Parikshit. Parikshit heard the story of Vishnu and died as destined. Takshaka, the snake, refers to the cranial nerves of the parasympathetic system meant to increase the secretions of pancreatic juices. When a snake bites, the normal secretions are affected because of the venom. Thus, the normal function of the pancreas are affected and the effects follow. Takshaka, the snake, also means carpenter who does woodwork. His work relates to dead wood. He never works on a live tree. Thus, the carpenter is called in to do repair work on the pancreas, which medically means organ operation. The hereditary disease called cystic fibrosis causes irreversible damage to the pancreas, resulting in early death. The word Janma refers to and means hereditary. It is also used to refer to human beings or humanity. Janamejaya, son of Parikshit, killed all snakes to avenge the death of his father. Saint Astika, a friend of Janamejaya, advised him and stopped him from killing snakes. There is no continuity after Janamejaya. The story ends with him. Janama means hereditary and Jaya means victory. Thus, the meaning for Janamejaya is hereditary wins. In the human body, genes play a big role, and the well-being of the body always depends upon those genes. Thus, Janamejaya, son of Parikshit, ruled over the kingdom. Hereditary genes afflicted with diseases destroy much of the human organs. This is expressed as the killing of snakes. The good friend Astika, who stops the killing, is a plant called as Asti Samhara or Pirandai or Kandavel, and its botanical name is Cissus quadrangularis. In Tamil, it is called Pirandai, also known as Kandavel. Kanda is the name for Lord Muruga, whose weapon is the veil. Veil represents the shape of a single sperm, discussed in the chapter Kartikeyan. Many believe Kandavel, as Lord Muruga, will save us from all calamities. But Kandavel refers to something different, a medicinal plant they are not aware of that will cure these kinds of diseases. The Pirandai is also known as Vajravalli. Vajra is the weapon of Indra, who represents seminal fluid. All this takes us back to genes and draws our attention to it. Let's look at the origin of the Naga king, Takshaka. Originally, Takshaka and his clan were living in the Kandava forest. As per the Mahabharata, Kandava forest is an ancient forest situated to the west of the Yamuna river. Yamuna is the twin sister of Yama, and references are made here to the human eye and the sperm eye. The forest was cleared by the Pandavas to construct their capital city, Indraprastha. Arjuna and Krishna were responsible for driving away Takshaka and his clan, inhabitants of the Kandava forest, from their habitat by setting it on fire. This was the root cause for the enmity between the Naga king Takshaka and the Kuru dynasty of Indraprastha. Takshaka was waiting for an opportunity to take revenge. After being driven away from the Kandava forest, Takshaka and his clan occupied a new territory called Takshashila. The story of their enmity is built up in the Mahabharata. Takshashila is believed to be an ancient university. Takshak means carpenter who makes or repairs wooden, dead wood things. Sila or Shila means deed or good activities. It can also mean a highly skilled or efficient carpenter. Since Vedic and Puranic texts are about ancient medicine, Takshashila may mean skilled medical operation also. Takshashila or Taxila, a city geographically situated on the northern side of ancient India under present-day Pakistan, medically refers to the clinical operation. It specifically refers to rectification at the medulla oblongata, which is the lower portion of the brainstem. The medulla oblongata is situated on the northern side of the body. The human head is considered as Himalayas. It deals with autonomic functions like breathing and blood pressure. In other words, it is the cranial nerve of the parasympathetic system. The nerve from the medulla oblongata regulates the pancreas, which is connected to King Parikshit and Krishna. The Kandava forest was replaced by Indraprastha. Actually, this refers to the groin area, southern side of the spinal cord. The establishment of Indraprastha refers to the attainment of puberty as per the Mahabharata, which is also part of ancient medical texts. Kandava forest is referred to as Kandal at Haridwar in Daksha's Yagna story, in which Dakshayani self-immolates. That story relates to menarche in young girls. In Bengali, Taksha means lizard. Its biological name is Gecko verticulatus. Some lizards are poisonous. Most of the present Indian names of locations are adopted from Puranic stories.